Hey everybody, Luke back once again, this time to take a look at the brand new, or new to me, these have been out a little bit now, but they're a new category for Amazon, charging cables, part of the Amazon Basic line. Amazon Basic is Amazon's store brand where they have their stock items, a lot like you see in a Walmart with a Great Value brand or a Kirkland brand from Costco. Now, I've been a big fan of Amazon Basics. I have quite a few of their products in the home, from a shredder to an office chair and more. So the question now is, how do these stack up versus, in my case, Anker brand, which has been my default go-to charger cable. So I got a few different options here. We actually do have the Google Pixel default cable that came with my Pixel phone. We have an Anker brand charger, and we have two versions of the Amazon Basics here. I've been testing these out for a while and wanted to come give you my end user experience here, talk about what I think of the quality of the cables, how they charge, and more. If you want to learn more about these cables, I will put links to them down in the show notes so you can find out more about them. First though, if you're new here, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, and hopefully we can help you make a purchasing decision. Alright, so we have a lot of cables here. The question most people want to ask is, how do they charge compared to others? And I'm going to answer that right now at the beginning, but make me a promise. Don't stop watching, because there's a lot more here that will help you make a decision on which cable is right for you. The truth is, when you use the same wall charger for these cables, they charge at the same rate. The difference really comes down to this. The wall charger you decide. Now this one's a rapid charger USB-C to USB-C that will charge your phone a lot faster than this basic. In this case, it's a Amazon Basic one. I think I got this with an Echo. Could be a Fire tablet. Just a standard USB charger. This is a standard rate charger that's been kind of beat up over time, but still works great. The truth is, these cables are dumb cables when it comes to actually charging. It depends a lot more on what you plug them into than the cable themselves. So Amazon Basic versus Anker, in my experience when buying the same cable, in this case, two USB-Cs to USB-C, or if you get a lightning cable and more, if you're testing same cables versus same speed cables, they'll charge the same rate. But there's definitely a difference in quality of manufacturing here. Now, as you can see with my Google Pixel one, over time, you can see how I turn this at about a 90-degree angle when I plug it into the charger. It's over time kind of become deformed and doesn't really lay flat anymore, unlike my Anker. Actually, this Anker cable and this Google Pixel cable are about the same age. But you can definitely tell there's a big difference between the two of them in how they lay. So let's take a look at how the Amazon Basic will hold up versus the Anker. So this is the Amazon Basic cable, and this is the Anker one. Now you can already see the Amazon Basic's a little bit deformed. The Anker has a much softer, rubberier, I don't know if that's a word, feel to it than this more hard, plasticky feel of the cable. This more rubber cable here allows it to have a more flexibility, allows it to retain its nice lay flat shape there when I use it a lot. This is actually the cable I have in my backpack that I use when I travel for work and family travel now. And it's actually got quite a bit of use into it. I did pick up quite a few different Amazon Basic cables, and these are two that I'm going to use for show, but I've tested out others. Now, there's a few things I noticed right off the bat. Beyond the fact that they're not as flexible and they kind of retain their shape much like the Google Pixel one, the heads aren't quite as robust in my experience. So on the right is the Anker cable. Get the camera focus on that. You see at this little base here, which helps prevent the cable from, when you're pulling on it and it's being jerked this way and that way in the charger, being damaged, this is actually rubber. There's a little give to it. Where on the Amazon Basics, it's just plastic. That's just a plastic piece there that doesn't move or bend. Now, in my testing for a few weeks, this has not actually been damaged at all, so keep that in mind. Now, I've had a few of these gifted to me. I went and bought some new ones here so I can show them to you with the box and everything. But in my testing, these have kept working recently. But they just don't feel the same quality. Though, for half the price, if you're just looking for some cheap disposable cables, or cheap cables that you're not really all that worried about, with maybe traveling as much. Maybe these are just the cables that sit plugged in. For example, I use a wireless charger. If I was plugging this from the wall into my wireless charger on my nightstand by my bed or by my desk, okay, I'm not really going to be moving this a lot. I'm not going to really be throwing it in a backpack, or in a travel case or whatever. Then that probably doesn't bother me. But for the cables like this one where I take when I travel with me, the ability to know that this cable here will probably keep working even though it's going to be pulled and pinned and moved around and unplugged a lot, I feel like this is better quality. Is it good enough quality to justify the significantly higher price than the Amazon Basic? That one's a tough one. I would say it's probably a wash. I think for most people, they're going to be very happy with the Amazon Basics. I think it will do everything they want it to do, and it will give them a similar life. If you're somebody who is constantly moving cables around and traveling a lot and needing a more robust cable, one with the ability to withstand more wear, yeah, I would say maybe go up for the Anker brand, because that'll be worth it. Because over time, I got a feeling these Pixel ones will look more and more like this. As you can already see, right out of the box, never used, they already kind of got that little deformity going from being in this box. So overall though, I will say the quality is good. I don't think you're going to be unhappy with it. And it's Amazon, so the good news is if it shows up and it doesn't work, Amazon's going to make that right. They're pretty good about that. Versus some no-name company. Anker is a very well-established, well-known company. They got good customer service. But if you're looking at some of the more very cheap cables out there, sometimes if they show up and you don't have an issue, it's almost not worth trying to bother to get help. And that's a benefit of going with the Amazon Basic line and other store brands like Kirkland and more. It's one of the reasons I've purchased them in the past. So keep that in mind. Overall, I'm going to give both of these cables 2 thumbs up. But I am going to say the Anker cables are definitely better manufactured. Though again though, it really does depend on the quality of the wall plug. Having a true rapid charger wall plug is going to give you better results than plugging it into this basic charger here. Now don't mind it that this is an Amazon one. For plugging in an Echo, this is actually an excellent plug and works great. But for charging a phone nowadays, say you want a rapid charger, you're going to want to spend the money to get one of these. Because these cables in the end are just dumb, assuming you buy the same quality cable. If you're comparing a standard USB to a USB-C, there's going to be a difference in charging. But USB-C to USB-C charging, for example, or Lightning to Lightning and more, will give you the same results. So there you go. There are my reviews of testing these cables for quite some time, taking them on a trip with me to Texas and more. So keep that in mind. Let me know what you think. If you want to learn more about these products, I will link both to the Anker brand and the Amazon Basic brand down below. If you're new here, do me a big favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. And hopefully we can help you learn something new. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. We'll be back real soon with another video.